Hello, I'm Bob Schieffer, and welcome to the CBS Evening News Online edition. Just ahead, Florida prepares for Wilma. Jim Acosta talks with residents who aren't taking any chances with this one. Also, high drama in an Iraqi courtroom as Saddam Hussein goes on trial. Laura Logan has details. And in our series, The Home Front, a woman will tell you why she's running in a Marine Corps marathon to honor a soldier she never knew. It's all starting now on the CBS Evening News Online edition. Hurricane Wilma may be the worst one yet, or it may not. At one point this morning, as it churned toward Florida and Cancun, Mexico, its winds were measured at 175 miles an hour. That would be the fiercest hurricane ever seen in the Atlantic. But those winds have dropped now. They're around 160, and the systems pushing this one are so unstable that unlike the season's previous storms, forecasters are having a hard time figuring out where this one is going to finally hit land. Florida is still the most likely spot. Jim Acosta is in Punta Gorda.
Like a storm on steroids, Hurricane Wilma got an injection of warm Caribbean waters and morphed into a monster. In just 6 hours overnight, Wilma jumped from Category 2 to dangerous Cat 5 status. Its pressure dropped to the lowest level ever recorded in the Atlantic. So the experts are sounding the alarm.
We really need to focus on Wilma. If this were the only hurricane of the season, this would be the event of the year.
Today, a usually mild-mannered Max Mayfield of the National Hurricane Center ramped up the tension.
I will assure you that if this one makes landfall on the Gulf Coast of Florida, there will be a tremendous storm surge. And if it's a Category 4, we could easily have 15 to 20 feet.
Got my hurricane survival guide right here.
In Punta Gorda, it's an event Wally and Judith Groskowski are dreading.
We're going to batten down the hatches, take our boat, and run to northern Florida.
Oh, my God! Oh, my God!
Just last year, Hurricane Charlie ripped through this town, one of the so-called Big Four of '04 that devastated Florida. But that was BK, before Katrina. Now, residents who may have tried to ride out Wilma are taking no chances.
How are people feeling now?
They're really, emotional.
Restaurant manager Bill Berthold says the storm could be another setback to an already frustrating rebuilding process. Katrina pulled many contractors out of Southwest Florida.
I hate to say it, but the opportunity's up there for them to make more money, so they left. They left. You can't find anybody to do much of anything anymore.
So Bob and Kathy Peterson are just laying the foundation of the new home that will replace the one Charlie destroyed. They're still getting by in a FEMA trailer.
It seems like it gets about 6 inches shorter every month, so by the time the house is finished, it's only going to be about 10 feet long.
With visitors ordered out of the Keys and more evacuation orders looming for the Gulf Coast, the scramble to scram is almost on.
We're out of here. Tallahassee, here I come.
Because of the hurricane damage in this state, people were relieved when Katrina missed the Florida Gulf Coast. Now it's the other way around. The only good news from Wilma is that it should spare Mississippi and Louisiana. Bob?
Jim, what caused the damage behind you there? Which hurricane?
This was Hurricane Charlie behind me here, and it was a nasty one. It was nothing compared to Katrina, and it may be nothing compared to Wilma.
Okay, thank you very much, Jim. And in Baghdad today, Saddam Hussein, the man who once held life and death power over all Iraqis, went on trial for his own life, but true to form, the former dictator, the accused mass murderer, did not stand meekly before his judges. Laura Logan was in the courtroom today.
It was as if the court held its breath, watching an older, thinner Saddam Hussein being led into a steel pen to stand trial in his former Ba'ath Party headquarters. But flashes of the old Saddam were evident as soon as the judge requested he state his name.
First of all, who are you and what are you?
You go ahead and give us your identity then.
No, I must know.
We are a criminal tribunal. Give us your name.
No, me. Me. You do know me if you are Iraqi.
It was clear Saddam intended to hijack the proceedings, ranting that he didn't recognize the authority of the court and remained the president of Iraq. The judge ordered him to sit. He charged the former dictator and his 7 co-defendants, including Saddam's half-brother and Iraq's former vice president, with murder and torture.
The charges are crimes against humanity by massacring the people of the jail.
When asked to plead, Saddam didn't even bother to stand.
I have said what I have said. I am not guilty.
With Saddam constantly interrupting
I need a pen and notebook.
and badgering the judge.
I don't accept your authority because all that is built on lies is a lie.
It was remarkable the judge stayed so calm. After hearing brief arguments from the defense and prosecution, he gave Saddam's lawyer more time to prepare and adjourned the case until November 28th. In spite of Saddam's defiance, the image of him stripped of all power, forced to stand trial against his will, is a far cry from the robust leader adorned in full military regalia that Iraqis used to see. No matter how much he performs, Saddam Hussein knows full well that if convicted, this court can and probably will sentence him to death. Bob?
Well, despite all that, Laura, you can say one thing. He certainly put on quite a show today, didn't he?
Yes, he did, Bob, all the way to the end, when he had a fight with 2 security guards who were trying to escort him from the court. It was very clear that Saddam Hussein did not want to be touched by them, and he actually wrestled his arm free several times before one of the guards backed down, and he was able to walk unhindered from the court. So, for a brief moment there, the old tyrant surfacing, Bob.
Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice defended President Bush's Iraq policy today, but in an appearance before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, she could not rule out the possibility that U.S. troops will still be in Iraq 10 years from now. Sharon Alfonsi is reporting on the impact of the war here on the home front as she travels America coast to coast. Tonight, she's in Phoenix, Arizona. Sharon?
Well, Bob, we met 2 very different women here. One has no ties to the military. The other has a son who was killed in the war. They were strangers who come together to remember a soldier.
Car, Daisy. No. Daisy, come on. You're not going to school.
It's 7 a.m. in Phoenix, and Jane Dolan is racing to get the kids off.
Have a good day. Bye.
And start her own journey. We tried to keep up with her in the foothills of Phoenix.
You're going to kick some butt. I'm going to kick some butt.
Jane is training to run the Marine Corps Marathon in memory of Corporal Michael Downey, a 21-year-old Marine killed in the war. But here's the twist.
You didn't even know Michael. You never met him. But the reality of it is I'll never know all the soldiers.
But as a mom, she wants to keep the stories of the nearly 2,000 sons and daughters killed in Iraq alive.
It's easy for it to become a number without a face, without a life, without a family.
But this was your baby.
Yeah.
Not a number.
Lauren Eiler is Michael's mom. She says he had the same smile as a baby as when he graduated from boot camp. But her son, once a bit of a slob, had transformed into the perfect soldier.
He was very meticulous about his uniform, which just amazed me.
Today, she takes that same meticulous care of her son's grave. Cleaning it, making it just right, even if everything else isn't.
It's a very strange experience because you get up and you do the same things that you did before he died, but everything is different.
She admits she doesn't know where to start. His uniforms and boots were boxed up and sent home to her.
I just can't do anything else with them right now. It's really hard.
One step at a time, though, right? One step at a time.
So Jane is running so people don't forget Michael. If that seems like a small thing, it isn't. Not to his mom.
I am so appreciative of her doing that. I want him to be remembered.
And Lauren plans to watch Jane run the Marine Corps Marathon in Washington on October 30th. It's the same day that Michael should have celebrated his 22nd birthday. Bob?
Where do you go next, Sharon?
Next, we're headed to East Los Angeles tomorrow. We're going to be visiting a high school that has a strong tradition of sending students into service, but some people are worried about the pressure recruiters are putting on these kids.
Thank you very much, Sharon. More stories are just a click away, but don't forget to join me on television for the on-air edition of the CBS Evening News. On Thursday's broadcast, tracking a monster named Wilma. We'll have the latest on the hurricane's movements. For CBSNews.com, I'm Bob Schieffer.